All right. What's up, y'all? Just real quick, I'm not a huge YouTube guy. Like you can tell, I don't have a fancy backdrop. I don't have the perfect lighting. And you're also not going to get this crazy, nice, chopped up, no blooper type of video. This is just raw and real. And I wanted to get on here really because I've had so many clients that relocate. That's one of the biggest things I specialize in is people relocating to Colorado. I'm a native here and I am a local Colorado real estate agent. And yeah, a lot of my clients relocate to Colorado and they ask common questions when they're trying to figure out which city, suburb, neighborhood to live in. So I wanted to get on here today, and I'll continue doing this with other cities, but today we're going to talk about Castle Rock. And if you're thinking about moving to Colorado or you already have plans to relocate here, whether it's for work or for family or for the lifestyle, I want to help inform you. Like that is my biggest thing. I don't want you to walk into a new city, new state, completely blind. I want you to be well informed and confident in whatever place you end up at. So I'm going to talk about Castle Rock, and I think an important place to start is population and what the vibe of Castle Rock is like. So to start, it's about 83,000 people, okay, and it's still growing. It's been growing pretty steadily over the last 5 to 10 years. And they have plans in place. I don't know exactly how long it's going to take, but at some point, they say that they're probably going to end up around 120 to 140,000 in population. So the growth is not done yet, but it's currently at 83,000, and it sits right below Denver. It's like halfway between Denver and Colorado Springs, so that's why a lot of people like it, because it's perfect location to get to and from the two biggest cities in Colorado. And a lot of people commute daily to Colorado Springs and to Denver when living in Castle Rock. And to be honest, I think that's one of the biggest downsides to Castle Rock is if you're daily commuting, especially to Denver, it can be a total pain because I-25, which is the major interstate that gets you from Castle Rock to Colorado Springs or Denver, it can bottleneck pretty bad, especially going northbound to Denver. And traffic can be, annoying to say the least. So if you're commuting from Castle Rock, it could take you 35 minutes without traffic, and then with traffic to get downtown, anywhere from like an hour to an hour and a half. And I've had clients where they're like, oh, that's not that big of a deal. I've done worse. And that's totally fine. I just think it's important to note that because you basically have all these suburbs and then they funnel on their daily commute onto the highway. And it can just get pretty brutal. I will say, though, the commute down to Colorado Springs isn't quite as bad. You're not going to have as much congestion or traffic going down there. So that's anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. And then to DIA, Denver International Airport, from Castle Rock, that's going to take you around 30 to 45 minutes. It depends on which way you take. Most people will take E470, which is a toll highway, and you don't really ever hit any traffic on there unless there's some sort of accident or something. It's just the tolls that people, that's why they would avoid E470. And I want to say, if you're taking the tolls from Castle Rock to the airport, it's probably like $10 in toll fees each way. So yeah, not terrible at all. And for me, it's like time is money as well. I'd rather pay the tolls all day than sit in traffic to go a different route and save a couple bucks. But you have multiple options, multiple ways to get to DIA, but the quickest way it's going to cost you on the tolls. And then if you're going to ski towns, if you're trying to get to I-70, which is the main interstate that takes you into the mountains, that's going to be about 30 to 45 minutes as well. So you're really like 30 to 45 minutes from like all the areas that you would typically be needing to go to. So, it really is a good location. The vibe of Castle Rock is very suburban. Okay. So what I tell people is, it's an amazing place. What I'll say right now is if you're thinking about moving somewhere and you want like a good nightlife or good walkability to restaurants and to bars and whatever it is you want to walk to, Castle Rock's really not the place. It's very suburbia. It's not, you have some great local restaurants and a couple bars, but yeah, the nightlife is really not there. The place shuts down pretty early. And so then on the flip side of that, what Castle Rock really is it's suburbia, and it's wide open. People love it because your dollar goes a little bit further when you get real estate and you buy a house. You get more yard, you get more house, and it's very community and family focused. They do all these amazing events. Let's dive into the events real quick. But yeah, just community engagement events throughout the entire year. And so to start, like in the summertime, they always have the Douglas County Fair. That's about 2 weeks long. It's at the end of July. It's great. It's your typical county fair, but they really do it up, and they bring in some big name country artists there. They do a summer concert series where at the Pavilion at one of the biggest parks in Castle Rock, they do like 4 to 5 different concerts, and artists come in. And there's some pretty big names too, and that takes place over the summer as well. During Christmas, it's awesome. You go down Main Street in the old Castle Rock historic area, and all the trees are lined up with lights, and they do trolleys and horse carriage rides. And so it's like living in a Hallmark movie during the holidays. It's so awesome. And some other things they do farmers markets, and I believe they're every Sunday. And it goes from like Memorial Day weekend to Labor Day weekend. But if the weather's nice, they oftentimes move it from Labor Day weekend into like October, sometimes even November, they've done in the past, which is great. School districts, it's in a great school district. It's actually one of the best school districts in the state, Douglas County School District. And I think that's why a lot of families move to Castle Rock, is for the incredible schools and how safe the city is. But yeah, there are a few high schools and so many new schools popping up. Private schools, K through 8, K through 12, you name it, they've got it. It's awesome. And people love how active the city is too. Like, I think that's another big thing. Oftentimes when you move to Colorado, you want the outdoor active lifestyle, right? And this whole state as a whole is very active, very fit, very healthy, and always outside. If the sun's out, people are out. And you really get that feel in Castle Rock as well. There are so many trails, and people are always out there walking, running with their dogs. People are on their bikes. And so that's really cool. There's also so many pickleball courts. That's my personal favorite thing. I've gotten pretty into pickleball. And in Castle Rock, they have, I want to say 24 courts. And they're building some more too in the newer development on the south end of Castle Rock. But yeah, so there's outdoor courts everywhere. They're actually also building a brand new Castle Rock Rec Center. And so that's going to have some pickleball courts there. And it's great. They're free to use. You can drop in whenever. They do open play. During the summer, they've got open play going almost every morning. You can reserve courts. And it's a great way to build community, just meet your neighbors, get out there, play some pickleball. People are always out there. They set up their chairs, play the music. It's a good time. And then there's also some great golfing nearby. There's 2 amazing public golf courses in Castle Rock, Red Hawk Ridge Golf Course and Plum Creek Golf Course. And then if you go up north just a little bit, it's actually just north of Castle Rock. It's called Castle Pines. And they've got 3 courses there as well. However, one of them is semi-private. The other 2 are private. So you have to, you can't really get access to those unless you join Castle Pines Club, which is, totally fine if you want to do that as well. But yeah, the Castle Rock Golf Club course, they hosted the BMW Championship on the PGA Tour a few years ago. So it's a very prestigious course. But even the public courses, like Red Hawk is constantly, year over year, being voted one of the top public courses in the entire state, which is awesome. And then if you go just south of Castle Rock is Bear Dance Golf Club, and that is in Larkspur. And man, that's also a beautiful course. So there's some great tracks out there that are in Castle Rock or right near Castle Rock. If you're into golf and you want that close by, you definitely have it. And then let's see what else. Like, I'm trying to think before we dive into the housing, if I'm missing anything else on the vibe. I think what I've found from my time living in Castle Rock and also my clients that have lived there and moved there, it's for the outdoor active lifestyle. It's for the safety. It is one of the safest cities in the entire state. The crime reports are extremely low, and you drive around and there's always patrol vehicles roaming around the city. It's really cool. You feel super safe, and that you can go anywhere at any time of day and you're going to be very, very safe, which is awesome. So the great schools and typical weekends there, people are always at the parks. There's so many awesome public parks. One of the biggest ones, Philip Miller Park is it's awesome. It's like right in the middle of these bluffs, and the bluffs have so many biking and hiking trails, and there's zip lines. There's actually like a mini incline stair stepper. I think it's like 300 steps that goes from the base of the park up to the top of the bluffs. And when you get there, it overlooks the entire city. And it's a great workout. So people are out there working out during the weekends. There's turf fields, just so many amazing things. I think just know, like, if you move to Castle Rock, you're going to be outside a lot, because that's what people do. They just spend time outside, which is great. So that's typically what your weekends will look like. Obviously, like kids sports, they've got some great youth sports leagues going on as well. So yeah, I mean, it's great as far as that. If you're looking for, slower pace of living in that suburban feel, then I think Castle Rock is going to be on the money. The people I would say it's not for are the ones that want to be closer to like Denver proper if they have a long commute or they're going to be in Denver every single day. Maybe reconsider, or at least live on like the north end of the city so your commute isn't quite as bad. But hey, if you don't mind an hour and a half commute potentially every morning, then by all means, stick with Castle Rock. And then the lack of nightlife is going to be another big driver for people. But there's some great local restaurants in Castle Rock, amazing local coffee shops. So there's basically, like, on the south end, you have the historic Castle Rock downtown, and that's where you're going to have these great local mom and pop shops and restaurants. And then on the north end, you have more of like your big city amenities, what you need, your Targets, your Walmarts, your Lowe's, the outlets, all of these big stores, In-N-Out Burger, Sam's Club, Whole Foods, like that kind of stuff is on the north end. And then your historic district is kept with all the local stuff, which is awesome. So yeah, then I guess we can move into like the housing situation down there. It's one of the more affordable places, especially in Douglas County, but also just in the South Denver metro, I should say. Your dollar goes further comparatively to Denver proper. The median sales price, this is between like condos, townhomes, and single families in Castle Rock, is around $685. So and it goes all the way up to several $1,000,000. But if you're looking for a single family house, you can find something even in the 500s, but typically it's going to be around mid 600s all the way up to, yeah, like I said, a few $1,000,000. It's just depending on what you're looking for. But a few things that I think are important to note when you move here, and this is not just for Castle Rock, but across the board in Colorado, some things to be aware of that people may not think about or even know, right, is basements. Basements are a huge thing. Pretty much every house in Colorado is going to have a basement. And a big reason for this is because they oftentimes require the foundation and the pipes to be laid beneath the frost line, which is about 3 to 4 feet beneath ground level. So pretty much every house is going to have a basement, which is great. It gives you opportunity to have more square footage. Not every home is going to have a finished basement or a walkout basement. So it's up to you if you want to look at an unfinished basement or a walkout or not. But yeah, be mindful of that. Basements are a thing. Radon is another big thing that's in Colorado as well. And the radon levels get higher as you move closer to the mountains. But what that is an invisible, odorless gas that rises from the soil, and it can it's caused cancer, lung cancer in the past. So it's a big thing in Colorado that you get that mitigated. Every home has a radon mitigation system, unless it's an older house and they haven't sold it. But yeah, nowadays, any house that basically when you go under contract, and I have all my clients do this, you have your general home inspection, and then they should also always do a radon test. And if the radon levels are too elevated, then they will basically, by state law, you're required to install a radon mitigation system, or if the house already has one, then you get it replaced so that way it can mitigate the radon, so that way it's not a concern to you and it doesn't jeopardize anyone's health living in the house. So obviously that's important. So those are just some big things to note. I want to see if I'm forgetting anything with my notes. And yeah, guys, like I said, like if I'm missing anything and you have any questions about Colorado in general or Castle Rock that I might not be hitting, feel free to reach out because I just want to be a resource for y'all. Okay. Yeah, that's about it. So just quick recap. I think if you're looking for a suburban feel, more open space, your dollar to go a little bit further, and a huge like family focused community, I think Castle Rock could be an excellent fit for you. If you're looking for more city living, nightlife, walkability, and those kinds of things, not a long commute to Denver, then maybe Castle Rock is not the right fit for you. But yeah, if you have any questions at all, please reach out. Like I said, I'm not a crazy YouTuber. I'm just here to be a resource for anyone out there thinking about moving and they have questions and they don't know where to start. So please let me know if there's anything I can do for you guys. As always, God bless you, and reach out if you ever need anything.